All right, hey guys, what's up? It is March 2020. We are getting close to the end of this training cycle, and I want to give you a monthly overview and kind of what to expect for the retesting cycle. We're going to do it from a weekly breakdown standpoint here. You'll notice that go back to, what was it, maybe 2 weeks ago in February, I'm here in the SugarWOD portal. We were about halfway through the training cycle, so the priorities were we snatched some heavy on Monday, did some squatting technique, built up to Fran, had our snatch grip deadlift that we're obviously going to see combining the snatch dead and hang power snatch, some functional bodybuilding and a big clean complex or some strength, speed, endurance complex work, and some lactic power sprints there, lactic endurance sprints rather. So we kicked off the first week. Last week of the cycle, we're starting a little bit of modified Wendler work, and you'll see that in the Done For You blogs and stuff right there. We focus on three of the major ones: back squat, strict press instead of bench press. We're doing bench press later. And then we had some snatching and some extension pulls there that kind of, maybe that part wouldn't exactly say that fits Wendler per se, but it's in the right spirit of what he was. We're always just adjusting things for that. So that's where we started. Now we're in the middle of this. We're in week 2 of 3. We're progressing the Wendler cycle. And the biggest thing to remember on those strength days is we're trying to push their adaptations both neurologically and physiologically. What that means is if it's a heavy set of 3 reps, and I'll pull that up here, it's a heavy triple right there for everyone that they may not get 3. We're trying to get them to push to 3. And for some people, they're on that big gain progress side, they're gonna get 5. We'll push them there to where they're gonna try and get 5 or 6. They might be more enduring, and they might just be newer where they're making crazy gains. They're in that 6 to 18 month CrossFit window of just magic and everything, the PR. Good for them, right? And then we know it still comes, but it takes more and more time and different training protocols. That's why we have fitness, performance, and sport groups there. Okay, so we're trying to push them there on that level. The priorities here you'll see on these weeks are all kind of prep workouts for next week's some benchmark testing. We have one this Wednesday. I didn't want to do a full week of benchmark girls. Nothing wrong with them. It's not like those workouts are any more intense or less intense than anything else we do, right? Workouts are as intense as you want them. But we have Jackie, Diane, and then Amanda here because we're doing, instead of deadlifts, which will be coming up to soon, back over here, deadlift to the Wendler cycle. We did deadlift absolute strength endurance in Diane. We did deadlifting on the gymnastic DT with the handstand push-ups. That's implementing some barbell cycling there into the deadlifts. And the week before, right, we had the deadlift burpee workout from the CrossFit Games in 2008. Okay, so that'll lead up to Jackie and Diane. A big long chipper, I put Nancy the week before. It's getting a little warmer. We have some running going on. Set it with some structural balance, right? We have our vertical pulling on Jackie. That's always going to be set with a horizontal pull. And then a difficult pull, we have muscle ups or dips. We've been integrating that. So that's also why we did strict press. We have a vertical press here, a horizontal strength endurance press in the dips, whether you're doing ring dips or muscle ups on Amanda or Elizabeth, right? And you'll see, so we're not just benching twice a week. So we had that. We had power cleans and dips. We had a dip, ring muscle up or dip ladder. So those are going to go together. We have the pressing strength and handstand push-ups to build there. We bring it back around now. You see where we're going for all the stuff. And then now we're coming over to the final phase of this month. That's where we get close to retesting. So we have week 1, the 16th to 22nd. Week 2 is coming up. That's kind of the prep week. And then week 3, which will be really early April, is retesting cycle. And there you see bench press come up. You see deadlift. Well, we had snatch grip deadlift. We had deadlift strength endurance. Now it's absolute strength deadlift. So we're hitting not just different movement patterns, not just different days of the week that we're doing it, but also different loads, neurological demands for everyone. So they can hinge for a long time if they need. They can hinge for max load. They can hinge in positions for only work, right? We're trying to look for the most transference we can do from our training. Okay, so let's break it back. So we have deadlift Wendler, bench press Wendler, and back squat, a second Wendler cycle. We did it last week here, but back squat's one of those ones. It takes a long time to improve for some of your intermediate advanced people, and back squatting is awesome. So that was the focus there. So we're pushing them to those adaptations. Hang squat clean because we have the heavy deads. We're doing the pull from the hang position. set with structural work the next day and some functional bodybuilding. Conditioning here on Monday is hard and nasty each day. These are really, really rough ones. Simple exercise selection and getting into really hard stuff because we're going to do a 1K row or a 5-minute air bike here at the end, right? Next week, we have bench press. We have horizontal pressing, so we have upper body hinge. Going to fit really well with a horizontal push, right? Even pulling the next day would be a little more difficult, so it's just relative endurance on the pull-ups. And then the final countdown retest, shoulder overhead and burpees, hang squat clean, and then aerobic power now here into that retest of the dumbbell split jerk. We've been doing a lot of work on the split jerk with unilateral work to help set with bilateral pressing each way and dynamic contractions versus slow static contractions. So again, I'm always trying to look for balance across all the aspects and slowly raise the tide versus go all in one and good. All in one doesn't mean that there's not parts we have to focus on more to do that, but if I am focusing more here, we're going to make sure we balance it out somewhere else, right? If we have unilateral, let's say strength speed work, well, next day, bilateral lower body, absolute strength work, right? Makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense to you how we're doing that. And we're not just doing a hopper model of exercise selection. On the outward facing piece, look at any of these workouts, and they're kind of similar. Let's look at this final countdown, 10 to 1, shoulder overhead and burpee. Week before is 15, 12, 9 power clean burpee repeater. Week before is gas mask, and then really hard, the rowing and barbell work there. So somewhat similar. They're like, I kind of got it, but it is different, and they're helping to make adaptations. So we know behind the scenes we're helping them there. Thursday, again, we have horizontal pressing on Tuesday. Thursdays, single arm vertical pressing, isometric upper body holds to balance out some of the dynamic contractions in the pull-ups there. And the more difficult pull-ups you'll see on Friday. Friday for this month is going to be very challenging, right? Very challenging day. And then fun stuff on the weekend. Weekends are all about fun. A couple pieces I want to add here while I have your attention is how to make some adjustments. I always want to go over that. Yeah, could you put Fridays on Thursday and just drag and drop these over? Totally do that. Yeah, you know, it's fine. It's your gym. It's good. Sometimes you need to do that, or these are going to switch. Sure, I'm trying to educate. You know, my mindset is so I know your own education and training concepts are going to go into that and make them better. Second part, let's go into pre-class competitor. Let's look at these. That's for March. So let's go here. Let's say we have Monday, power snatch 8x1, right? It's a pre-class for kind of a little more advanced training for people. Is that something that could fit well here? Yeah, instead of deadlift, if you wanted a power snatch instead of deadlift, it's still going to be hinging movement. That might be something that's more exciting for your people. I'm not sure. You can cram more stuff into training. That's fine. Or let's go to pre-class competitor for Friday. It's full snatches now and bent over rows. And that day was going to be right back squat. So if you wanted something different, you could also just take those and put those into your regular class. Have them back squat before class if you wanted. There's a lot of ways to use all the training tools we have, and they all are made to fit and mix and match what you want for your gym. The final part, accessory. This is just stuff that you see is gonna fit really well with today's training. So we have banded hamstring curls there and front leaning rest on the low rings. Do that pretty easily on a day where we've done deadlifting and rowing, right? And see how it fits well from a physiological standpoint, from an anatomical standpoint, and from a nervous system standpoint. I'm not saying, hey, let's finish up class and now max out on power cleans too. Well, we already did deads. We already did a 1K row. Competitors already power snatched before. CNS is probably a little fried. That's fine. That's good. It's by design. There's nothing wrong with that. Just making sure we understand what we're doing. So then when it does time to make these adjustments, you have all the tools you need. So that's March and April's training overview. I'm really excited about it. If you have questions, let me know, tim@juicecompound.com. And I'm here to answer them, guys. It's going to be a great month. Thanks.